You're now listening to the Something Good Podcast Network. Please press any key to continue.
You don't know about the other side of the pyramid? The fifth side? It's called the floor, you dumbass. I just want to make sure he realizes there is a fifth side to the pyramid.
And once you open your fucking mind of undefeated goddamn fairness.
I know all of them, and I believe none of them, which makes me an expert. All right, folks, welcome back to another great episode of the Cryptid Conspiracy Cult. This is Morris, and today I'm joined with Mikey Black and a brand new person to the podcast, Dante Carter. Welcome to the show, my friend.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Hey, so we had a little pregame talk about some of the conspiracies and creatures of the deep that you're fascinated by. So that's what we'll be talking about today. If you check out the title, we'll be talking about mysteries of the deep sea and not about rich people dying in the ocean.
Yeah.
As much as I love to talk about rich people dying. So going into that, some of the stuff that gets caught up into the myths and the scary, what's really terrifying about the ocean is, the deeper you go down, the darker it gets and the more unknown is in the ocean. And you told me you have kind of like a small natural fear of the ocean. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm obsessed with it, but scared of it at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of like heroin.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yes,
it's fun.
exactly.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yes, I'm intrigued by it. I want to try
chasing
it.
the dragon is fucking scary, but goddamn, if I want to catch it, God.
Yeah. I want to be face to face with it, but what happens then?
Yeah. Well, like one of the fun things I love about the deep sea ocean is kind of like the old way of doing things when people like drew maps of the ocean and like drew maps of like the new world.
Yeah.
And there was always a little sliver in the corner of just like a giant serpent, and it's like, yeah, there be dragons there, asshole.
Yeah.
And
dragons are in everything. Like, dragons are in every ancient civilization has drawings of some dragon type. Even in like the Bible, like the beast,
Christian
Bible,
like the beast coming out of the thing with that horn on its back.
Right. Yeah. So it's literally in everything.
Hey, I'm not the one that wrote it. It was a guy. It was literally a madman who wrote it. Okay, I didn't write it. If mine would have more Led Zeppelin in it. Yeah. More Hobbit lore would have been in the fucking Book of Revelations if Chris Morrison wrote it. But with some of the stuff we do see, one example is the deep sea squid that was found hovering around the oil rigs and stuff like that, and the I think it's called a whale shark.
Oh, yeah.
That was like 10 times bigger than they thought it was. It was just like somebody had put a giant cage down there full of shit, and it just came and like knocked it over.
Yes, just that. Just you saying that makes me like, it gives me like chills. Like thinking about how deep the ocean is, like how big these creatures are. It's like, holy shit.
Well, another thing is like when you're talking about how deep the ocean is, everybody we associate with the Atlantic because we're from the East Coast, and that is kind of not that big compared to the Pacific Ocean, which is truly just out of this world large and deep. Like the Pacific Ocean, Marianas Trench by itself is the deepest part of the ocean, and we don't know anything that's down there. Did y'all grow up with the little wildlife books, and some of them were like had the wildlife from the deep sea, anglerfish and shit?
I had like a 4-series encyclopedia.
Yeah,
and like the 4th one was all just sea creatures.
Yeah, just some of the wild fucking shit down there. I had a lot of the outdated illustration books from my grandma's house I found in a basement, and it was like what baboons might look like, and it's just like one white guy's interpretation of a baboon, and he just drew this thing with fangs and a fucking snake tail. It's just like, what the fuck is that? Oh, he was high.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ!
Well, that's the thing. Like, over time, we always discover something new when it comes to the creatures. Going in, we lose a lot of creatures through extinction, but we also discover a lot too.
Right. Yeah.
A good example of this is the belief that British explorers didn't know gorillas existed until around 1860, because they didn't go that far down. Tribesmen told them they existed. They were just like, no, that fucking savage doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
But like, then someone showed them, like, yeah, in the Congo, there's giant gorillas that'll eat your goddamn face, and they're like, well, Mortimer, he was right. Fuck me.
By Jove.
Fucking hell.
By Jove. I'm going to go hit the opium pipe real quick before we take the boat home.
I was gonna say that's like when like you're at a gas station and you run into a crackhead and he's like telling you something over and over and over. You're like, all right, guy, like shut the fuck up. And then like you see it happen, you're like, oh god damn.
That's exactly how a horror movie works.
yeah.
But that's exactly how it works. Don't you go down that road. They'll eat your goddamn... Man, put the gas in the car, hillbilly.
Come on, let's do it,
And
man.
then an hour later, oh my god, it's the hills have eyes. And it's like, Jesus. Well, the same thing happens here.
Why do they even have this road?
Well, the same thing happened in North America with the natives. They would tell these stories to the white man, and then the white man would be like, "This guy's fucking dumb."
Yeah.
And then it turns out,
And then you
oh
meet
no,
a
he was
grizzly bear for the first
yeah. And then you meet a Kodiak grizzly bear,
Holy shit.
which is bigger than the European brown bear.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Holy fuck!" And then they see a moose for the first time, which is the
Oh,
last megafauna on Earth.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, that's not cool."
No.
And then you watch the Kodiak kill the moose, and it's just like, oh, there's something bigger in the air. And I kind of think what's kind of fascinating is with sea creatures, there's always something bigger in the ocean.
Right,
At least
yeah.
that's what we think.
Yeah.
Now, barring like the odder mythical creatures like mermaids, which are just dumb.
Yeah.
But what would you think? Let's say like a conspiracy. Do you think it's kind of hidden from us, the kind of creatures that are in the ocean for a reason?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think we kind of talked about before how NASA started out. They were going to the ocean first, and then I think they had to have seen something or like found out about something that made them go, all right, no, like we need to get away from this. It also explains to me a little bit of why we're so hell-bent on getting to Mars or like trying to get to other planets. Like somebody knows something's going on in the ocean or something could be.
They're like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like
shit's going down.
Shit's going crazy, and so much is going on with the ocean right now. Like I'm sure you've seen like orcas are like attacking boats, like in groups now in pods.
That's pretty much an evolutionary trait that they developed because we're a predator to them.
Oh yeah,
They're trying to warn us to stay out of the water.
That's
because they know what's coming.
Something's
If I did
happening,
enough
boy.
coke, yeah, I'd believe that.
Yeah, something's happening, boys.
I just kind of believe that it's just the evolutionary trait, kind of how like rattlesnakes aren't rattling their fucking tails anymore.
Oh, yeah.
In like the Appalachian Mountains, that's a fact. People look that up. The National Wildlife Service has talked about the timber rattler doesn't rattle its fucking tail anymore to warn you, and it just fucking bites you now. So just keep that in mind.
That's another theory that I saw, like read about. Like people, just some scientists say that actually it's just like sport to them now because they don't attack the humans; they just sink the boats and then swim away.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Well, orcas are fucking evil, low key. Like, if
Free Willy should have died. Should have died on that rock fence.
they know about SeaWorld and they're pissed.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They watched Orca, the movie.
Yeah, I was
where
gonna
they
say,
killed
They
his
don't
baby.
know about SeaWorld. They don't
No.
even know about SeaWorld yet.
They
It's
sank.
already
They
pissed.
sank a boat and like
They did like
one of those documentaries was
Yeah,
playing.
they
They're
did-
like, oh, these motherfuckers.
They watched the Dark Water documentary.
Yeah, okay, y'all.
That somebody was just streaming on the beach in Alaska, and they're just like, "Did you see what they did to Ted?
Yeah.
Motherfucking Ted, man, he's been gone for years."
I told you he was still alive.
Kids like I grew up on a
And then
goddamn
there's that
farm.
one person, that one orca in the background. Ted deserved it. We saw what Ted did to them we saw what Ted did to them dolphins.
And
That's
how we-
another funny thing. Is like the funny stories you hear about the predators of the ocean, and it's like, oh, the orca, and the great white. It's just like they get bullied by fucking dolphins.
Yeah.
And that, going into that, like there's now a predator, like deep sea. They're kind of worried about some of the whales that are disappearing when they're going too deep in the ocean.
That is terrifying.
And then what's down there taking down the giant blue whale, the largest mammal on Earth.
Maybe that's just where they go to die.
No, these are takedowns. Like these are prime adults that are going too deep in the ocean, getting chased down, and they're going off their patterns. They're going off their routes and stuff like because they they bag and tag a bunch of these fucking whales and put a clip in them and just throw them back in the ocean and just follow them.
But they couldn't find the submersible.
Yeah,
Oh, they
a
pulled
dolphin's
parts out,
more.
remember?
Yeah,
A
they-
dolphin's more important than a submersible.
honestly,
I could give a fuck about that
yeah.
Tupperware container.
What was the dolphin movie? What was the dolphin movie?
There's that show Flipper.
Yeah, there was Flipper.
I thought it was another one. I might be wrong, but yeah.
There was Flipper, and then there was Free Willy. Freddie Withers with the orca.
Yeah.
At the boy.
Was there not another dolphin one?
I don't know. I don't keep track of fish movies.
That's such a weird
Unless
question.
it's fighting like Godzilla or some shit.
Yeah, that's such a weird question. Hey, what's that dolphin movie? Yeah, everyone's like, oh.
There's Flipper, and then there's the Sega game Echo the Dolphin, where you fight aliens.
Rocky IV with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. He fights a dolphin in that. He killed one in a deleted scene. Dolph Lundgren is choking it out, and he's going, gay as fuck. If it's gay, it's gay.
There's Ace Ventura where there's the Miami Dolphins.
Oh yeah, his field goals.
Dan Marino laces out, Dan.
Laces out, you piece of shit. Well, one of the funniest was it's not really funny. It's more terrifying than anything. Was like when I first saw anglerfish, like a photo of an anglerfish, which is the it looks like a basically a black balloon covered in tar with sharp ass teeth and that little thing that out of its head with a little light.
Yeah,
I was in Finding Nemo.
Yeah, and it's blind. Like its eyes exist, but they don't need their eyes, which is another terrifying like evolutionary trait. It's just like, yeah, we're gonna keep the eyes. We're just gonna turn them off.
What are they even made out of to withstand the pressure that?
I don't know, fucking mithril,
Yeah.
kryptonite,
and they get huge, right?
They get kind of big. The one that gets really big is the barracuda-like anglerfish. It's very long.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones are like the jellyfish. There's the angler jellyfish that glows bioluminescent.
Oh yeah.
Jellyfish just creep me the fuck out because they're just out there.
Yeah.
And then you'll see one, and then you'll see 35,000 of the motherfuckers in no time.
And then too, like they wash up on the beach, and you can still get like stung.
Oh yeah, they'll still fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, you walk down the strip of Myrtle Beach, stop by the smoke shop, hit up Ripley's Aquarium, and then just stand in front of the jellyfish tank. That's my shit.
Oh man, I love the barracudas. Not the barracudas, about the eels. They just have the eels just chilling, and he just said, "Man, how's it going?
How's it going?
I'm gonna die here."
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
What's on my to-do list today? Stick head out of hole, slowly open mouth.
Yeah.
Watch children wave at me
But
as I watch them get older.
and the thing is, like, I love like aquarium. Like,
Where's your dad this year, Timmy?
You know exactly where he is. He got arrested in the parking lot. You piece of shit. I hate you. Eel.
I know you tipped
I hate
him
you.
off.
I hate you. Oh, that's what we did. Just a whole fucking movie about a kid who has hang-ups about fucking fish because his dad got took down by SWAT in a goddamn Ripley's Aquarium parking lot. I hate you. And just like he goes to the manta race, he just smacks one every year on the anniversary. It'd be better than the Flash.
He takes a hammer and he just like cracks a turtle's back. Like,
Oh God,
bitch.
Sorry, me, motherfucker.
Sorry, PETA. PETA hates this podcast.
But yeah, fuck them. But that's another conspiracy. I have a whole thing about PETA. But
PETA's pieces of shit.
With all
P
the
stands for.
Yeah, that's why I eat all my ham sandwiches on pita bread.
they is laughing like a drunk uncle.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, you like that joke? You like that? You gonna take your fucking nice
Like the-
pretty friends that you do high school, huh? Your daddy moved away. You fuck.
It's like it's Thanksgiving, man. Fuck.
It's not even Thanksgiving. It's fucking Sunday. The Pats are playing. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he didn't go to church with us. Why don't Uncle Pete got to go to church? Shut up. Don't talk about it. You know he gets mad.
You know he's afraid of the ocean. He'd never go back.
He hates barracudas because his dad got arrested.
Well, like talking about some of the stuff that causes the fear of like some of the movies and television. I remember one movie that kind of scared me for the ocean for a very long time was a movie called Sphere with Sam Jackson and Dustin Hoffman. And there's an alien craft at the bottom of the ocean. There's this giant sphere made of like liquid metal.
I told you it was down there.
And yeah, basically,
I called him a liar.
and this guy's like, yeah, I bought the best people down to study this thing. It's like, motherfucker, you just knew these guys by happenstance, and you're just like, get the fuck off the boat while we go look at this thing. And then you have like those movies where it's like deep down in the ocean where there's scary monsters, and then you have the ones that are just on the top of the ocean that are just as scary, like Deep Blue Sea, Jaws, shit like that, where it's the great white that's somehow as smart as a man.
Did you have the fear growing up after watching Jaws? I had the irrational fear, like in a swimming pool, Like anytime I'm coming out the water, there's a shark. Did you get that?
Well, we grew up kind of not rich, so our swimming pools were good. We'd get green, and we would find out there'd be water moccasins in that motherfucker. So it's not really a fear of that. It's more a fear of we're poor and water moccasins got in our goddamn pool. That's what we were scared of.
Yeah. Legitimate fear.
But
I had the fear of it being in a pool, and like when you jump in, there's obviously not a fucking shark in the pool.
Yeah.
But something about being underwater with your eyes closed swimming, you start thinking of Jaws, and your body just starts freaking out.
Well, one of the scary movies.
Maybe don't go underwater, Dante.
That's a good idea. Well, I'm not a kid anymore.
But like when I was a kid, I saw the Piranha movies from the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a scene in the second movie where there was literally a sink, and you couldn't see the water all the way through, and the guy just sticks his hand in it to drain it, and there's piranha in the goddamn thing and just eats them alive. I'm just like, yeah, I can see why kids don't want to take baths after anymore.
Oh, yeah.
We can transfer to lake monsters real quick because Lake Placid terrified me as a kid.
Oh, with the gator.
Dude, I did.
Well, we have a man-made lake.
If people wanted to go tubing or anything, I was just like, fuck that.
No, the
Hey,
fucking
y'all
gators
chill.
in there.
I just spent this whole weekend on the lake. Don't freak me out. I just now worked up the courage to go into
They're
the lake.
working their way up to North Carolina, man. You
Well,
better be careful.
oh, yeah.
I'm down low. We're in South Carolina, baby.
No.
Wait.
They know.
You're getting
like,
closer to the gators, man.
at the state line, they stop. They're like, no, not this one. Keep going. Keep going.
The
going.
Gamecock are going to change their name to the Gators. Okay, that's how bad it's getting. Well, like that's the same with bears too.
Once
like
Florida gets taken over by Disney and they
Dude,
secede
there's
from the
bears
United
popping
States.
up in my hometown now in Lancaster.
but the Florida had the Florida Wildlife Association, along with the Federal Wildlife Association, came together and did a study on the Everglades, how much industrialization and development is pushing gators
Yeah.
out into more rural, more actual communities and stuff.
Man came.
Dude, a lady
Yeah, that's
got...
exactly. If Iron Maiden made a EPA level like federal wildlife song, yeah, I would teach Iron Maiden in school.
A lady got killed by a gator this week, right? In Florida. I thought I saw that in the news.
I don't know if I know one lady was walking her dog and that got ate by a gator, and then she went into the water and then she got killed by a gator. That was a few weeks ago.
Oh, was it? I just saw it this week on
It was one of those, it was one of those like Joe Rogan things I heard one time, and it's like, this is fucking bullshit. And then I saw the news article. I'm like, holy fuck! Can you imagine like you died the same way a Native American had died in like the 1700s? Like
water, man. Water in general freaks me out. Like the lake and the ocean.
You're always on the lake.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Are you on Lake Norman?
Oh, a watery.
It's because Lake Norman actually has its own little cryptid monster that people talk about. And,
old Normie.
Yeah, well,
I've seen him.
Yeah, what's funny is like they describe it as a very snake-like fish.
Yeah.
It could be a gar,
Yeah.
or a giant water serpent or something like that. But
Gars are my uncle had a pond, a man-made pond in his backyard, and he put gar in it. And
is he an asshole?
Yes, yes. But he like,
hey kids, come and check the fish. I got some koi back here.
They were terrified. Like you walk up and their backs like out of the water. And you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah, and it's a spiny fin that comes out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's a demon.
And they've always known, like I've always been, like I said, obsessed with but scared of water. So I always am intrigued and want to be near it, but I'm also freaked out.
Well, it's kind of like when you find out like oxyotls. You ever seen those? Like people have like the little ones and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But,
retard fish.
yeah, but like it's
Canceled.
a Pokemon. But like they get like the wild ones get like 6 feet long and just crawl on riverbeds and shit. And there's videos of these giant fucking cartoon looking.
That's a whooper, man.
Yeah, that's a whoopie.
Pokemon.
Yeah, he got psychic damage. He'll kills us all when you kill him. he does,
I used to
he
wanna
does
have-
double psychic damage when he's depressed.
I used to want to have a pet gator and a pet shark when I was growing up. I was like, I always wanted to.
So
have
I got a funny story about sharks. I was working for the science department at Mitchell Community College when I was in college, and for some goddamn reason I worked for the science department. I had a fucking history major. And this lady, she asked me to come in and unload some boxes, and they were going to be fetal pigs
Ooh,
for the section.
that's
and,
a band name, Fetal Pig.
Probably.
opens up for guar every week.
Yeah. Fetal Pigs!
They're actually coherent though. You actually understand what they're saying.
Yeah. What the fuck is up, Diddies?
But I open these boxes and it's not fetal pigs. It's sharks. Baby sharks.
That's awesome.
And I go to their office. I'm like, hey, we have a problem. They sent us the wrong thing. And she smarted off at me. She's like, you can't tell what a fucking pig looks like? Like she literally said it like that. And she's sitting down and I'm standing over her. I'm like, bitch.
Brenda.
Miss Williams, I know what a dead baby pig looks like. It looks kind of like a dead kid.
Yeah.
So no, It's not a dead kid in the box.
Yes.
In fact, it's blue and white and reeks. So
it looks like those glass things they sell at the beach.
Yeah, they do. Dude, the dissection sharks look a lot like those shark candies, gummy candies with the white bottoms and neon blue.
Oh, damn.
That's exactly what they look like.
Oh,
and
man, those are so good.
I take her to the storage room and I crack open like 5 of these boxes. I'm like, this doesn't look like a pig to me.
No.
And I said it like a real slow, I don't know. It ain't no pig I've ever seen. And I worked for her for like another 2 weeks, and that was it.
Yeah.
It's always Miss Williams.
She's a twin. That's what pissed me
Oh,
off.
she's probably been there like 20-something years.
Well, she was the head of the department, and her twin
Yeah,
sister worked in the same department, so they would fuck with people and people in the classrooms and be like, hey, this is Miss Williams. No, I'm Mrs. Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm Miss Williams. Because they were identical twins.
And they thought it was like the funniest joke ever.
Oh, yeah.
They probably did that joke forever.
Until one's like talking cash money shit about them like me
Yeah.
to their face.
They shouldn't have told anybody they were twins and just both worked the same job and took
Their
turns.
offices were right beside each other.
Oh, man.
So, like,
I
if
bet
you're a
there's,
fucking TA, like I was, just trying to like talk to one of these motherfuckers. If they decide to switch offices and just like forget the name thing, I'm fucked.
Oh, man.
This is just some weird game they're playing on a white kid.
I bet they had weird orgies, too.
Wait, what are those things where everybody fucks? Orgies. Yeah, honey, you got that right.
Yeah.
We just watched, was it Outlaws?
The Outlaws, yeah.
The Outlaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking. It was actually pretty good. But back to deep sea fears. Now there are stories of guys in like Nautilus submarines in the Navy going a little too deep to do like practices and stuff, hearing pings from something down there that's not supposed to be down there. Do you believe those kind of stories?
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah. I think there's so much something that we don't know. The fact that we hear stuff does not surprise me at all. You know?
I don't know. I just watched 3 guys die on the Apollo mission before they even made it.
They were
to
on land.
space.
They were on land.
But what if a theory that I have is whatever, like the Titanic, what if the Titanic wasn't taken down by icebergs, it was taken down by something else, and we've been told icebergs for years. And so
they were taken down by the brave men fighters who fought the Russians in the 80s, the Mujahideen.
and the same thing,
Sylvester Stallone.
the same thing's still down there.
I could just see some guy on a fucking like that asshole from fucking Full Metal Jacket just on an iceberg, just lighting the goddamn Titanic up. Get some,
Or it's like it's Roadhouse,
Yeah,
Roadhouse kid.
Just talking to a journalist. You should write a news article about me sometime. Why should I do that? Because I can get shit done. It just takes down a whole fucking Titanic. Well, I just recently watched the thing about the Titanic. But James Cameron was doing an interview, and he's talking about one of the biggest conspiracies is there were no bodies back when they went down in the 80s to find the Titanic. When they found it, they didn't see any bodies. And James Cameron actually explained it pretty well because the human body dissolves very quickly that deep under ocean, and like your bones will go first actually because the calcium will just get dissolved. And he has proof of this because of the shoes, the pairs of shoes that are on the decks of the Titanic and in the rooms, and like they're perfectly together. Like there was one that he talked about that kind of fucked him up a little bit, was a pair of women's shoes next to a pair of children's shoes.
Oh, man.
At the bottom of the ocean, and you could tell they were still tied and everything, and it's just there. And it is kind of horrific when you think about what's deep down there.
Yeah. And James Cameron
Yeah, he goes. Yeah, because he's one of those guys. He's like, I want to film a movie, but I want to do it this way. So I'm going to spend 6 years in developing the science to do it.
Which is awesome. Like, you gotta love that commitment, that devotion.
Oh yeah, if I'm going to make a movie about the Titanic, what are you going to do? I'm going to make a movie about a guy who finds the Titanic with a submarine, and then I'm going to spend money on a real fucking submarine.
And going back to the submersible thing, I know you don't talk about it too much, but they've been doing individual submersibles for a couple of years.
Like that whole OceanGate did it for years.
If my cousin sent me this the other day, and I wish I probably couldn't find it because it's on Snapchat, and Snapchat disappears. If you go to you can scroll over to about where the Titanic is. On Snapchat it has the blue dots, and and that means something's going on. You click on one, and he did it like live and showed me, and it's a picture that someone had taken in one of those submersibles. That one's full if you want. Had taken in one of those submersibles, individual submersible. Down looking at it, I was like, holy fucking shit! Like that's insane.
One of the showrunners, one of the producers for The Simpsons, had been down there like 3 times.
Yeah.
And he talked about how it is kind of like that. Is like you're right up next to it.
Yeah. I would never go down there and look at it, but I would love to go down there and look at it.
I would get on a cruise just because it's disgusting.
I went on a cruise once. We were talking about that earlier, like, and we were talking about the call to void. Like, just at 2 or 3 in the morning, just getting up and just wanting to go outside and just look out there and just want to
pull a
see
Kate
something.
Winslet and being like, my heart will go on.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Or that like that kid that jumped off recently. Did you see that? Yeah, that's sad.
But going back to the lake real quick, but there were stories of guys who work on the dam that for Duke Power at our local lake, Lake Norman. It's a man-made lake, and they had guys and welders and stuff who said, "Yeah, I went down there once. I'm not going back down there." Like they literally say, like, you can't pay me enough money to go back down there because of all the weird shit they see down there.
Yeah,
because there is a neighborhood under Lake Norman that's still half-ass intact. There's a church actually that's still kind of half-ass erect at the bottom of Lake Norman.
And then they said there was like huge catfish like trying to like catfish were trying to eat them. Like
catfish.
I hear that story just about every damn lake there is.
Yeah. I saw a catfish that swallowed a boy. And it's like, no, that boy just couldn't swim, dumbass. And he was outside and he got a heat stroke and died.
How about my nephew? This is not a conspiracy. My nephew come to the lake with us. We have a lake place, and he come down there. This motherfucker starts digging. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm going to get a worm on a fish. He pulls a worm out of the ground. He puts it on a hook by himself. He's like 4. Throws his fishing rod out, and he reels in a 3-pound catfish. I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't even do that, man.
The whole time he's just humming, I could get a buck to run on a trout live. And he just takes one of his dad's beers.
Hell yeah. Country boy can't survive.
Yes, sir. I got a friend from New York City. And he's dead. Well, he's deader than hell now.
Just a marble red hanging out the side of his mouth.
I walk out there, he's like, Dante, hand me that line over there. I'm like, fuck, all right, I don't know what the hell's going on.
This kid knows what he's fucking talking about. Man, when the end times come, I'm gonna hang out with this boy because he's gonna be fucking full of Lord of the Flies. Got this fucking face painted, sticking his arm in fucking holes in the water, pulling out whole catfish.
He's a badass. I'm terrified of like lizards and frogs. I hate them. I had a lizard jump on my face when I was a kid. This motherfucker will go and pick him up, and he knows I don't like him. He'll put him on my leg and stuff while I'm not looking. He's a
dude. It was funny. I think I showed Mikey a few pictures. We would have lizards come into our apartment a lot of times, and I'd just be like chilling on the couch. I look over and there's just a lizard just looking at me. I'm just like, God damn it! And I gotta go get the pickle jar.
We had the terrarium for a while.
Yeah, the terrarium. Well, I caught 2 in one day that were in my house, and I put them in the terrarium, and they were just chilling. And I turned them loose the next day, and then I found another one like a week later, just chilling because it's so hot outside. They would come inside the house and just hang out.
Did you make them fight?
No. I'm not a Pokemon trainer.
I keep my house hot. Lizards, you are not invited. I've heard that actually.
Yeah, man.
Dude, a spider fell in my hair today at the store. It's the scariest thing ever. Like, if you have long hair, for me at least, this is my biggest fear of having long hairs. Like a bug getting caught in it somewhere and I can't find it.
Have you seen those like spider-like lobsters at the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah.
With the like
the long ass fucking legs. They got 6 legs and they're basically lobsters, but like a different type of crab. But they're a different breed. And they got these 6 legs and plus their 2 mandibles in the front, and they're just like long ass fucking legs.
Like a kingler, man.
It's like a fucking Pokemon. That's what all the Pokemon are based off. Fucking horrific monsters.
Most of them out of the ocean. Yeah.
Shit, a Pidgey in real life would be fucking terrified. A half-ass obese dumb bird that turns into one with a fucking faux hawk, and that just goes up toward the sun and just disappears for 5 minutes before it slits your throat. I'm the best around. It's just Ash loading a gun. Hey, what's that? Is that your fishing rod? No, this is my spear gun, motherfucker. I'm going to catch Pokemon the hard way. I'm going to catch that Lapras. You know what I'm saying? All that man-eater in the fucking ocean. Well, like,
talked about Loch Ness before.
Yeah, we did.
What's your opinion on Loch Ness, Dante?
The Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah.
No, the Loch Ness guy.
No, just the...
Yeah.
The drunk who yells at lizards. I know where you're from, you piece of shit. I know where you come from, asshole.
I think, isn't there like that historic picture that's like...
Yeah, the doctor photo.
Yeah. I think it's a very real possibility, yeah. I mean, but again, it's the thing
of...
The
photo or the monster?
The monster, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
My thing is like you said about the gar earlier. Things can be monster-like big, but just be a regular ass animal. You know what I mean? Yeah,
like you catch it off in a bad way or a bad light. You just see something and it's like, what the fuck is that? Is that the wolf man?
Yeah, and like the way
that's a deer.
That camera, and the picture is like, I've seen a dog before on the side of the road. Like it's 2 a.m. You see a dog and the dog just looks a little off. You're like, that's a skinwalker. You know what I mean? Like shit like that happens all the time. I feel like
to say something very horrific, I'm doing research on the atomic bomb and stuff like that, and there was a tale of these two kids who looked over after the bomb went off, and they saw like what they thought was a dying dog, but it turned out to be their mom, who just took the blast head on, and she's basically melting in front of them. And I'm just like,
it's like something out of Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh my God.
It's dark, and it's called sloughing. And it's just like what happened to people.
Yeah.
But like people are talking about seeing demons during the fucking nuclear bomb, and like no, you saw people who were just fucked,
God,
like
damn.
are walking dead. You know, the undying. And
that's horrible.
when we talk about that, when we talk about like stuff of like the
What do
Native
you want, Tommy?
Americans.
Hope some mom soup. She made it before she died.
The umami flavor.
Y'all got any cornbread for this?
Rice balls only for you, son.
Hey, is that a grape or is that a eyeball in this soup? I don't fucking know.
You know, the Japanese diet consists of radiation and rice.
God damn.
Don't start laughing. Laugh, motherfucker, laugh.
But all the radiation from those atomic bombs in the ocean, like that could have fucked up a lot of animals.
Comes full circle.
Well, like
So we bring it back, baby.
well, the whole story of Godzilla was an allegory for the nuclear weapons
Really?
attack. That's what the original Godzilla was created through the power of nuclear holocaust, and that's why it's an allegory story for the Japanese when they make it, because
The gorilla whale.
yeah, the gorilla whale, Gojira. But in the original Godzilla, he kills everyone. He destroys a city, and that's basically what the nuclear bomb was.
Yeah. Like Al Gore.
Yeah, the man bear pig. But when you have stories like the Loch Ness monster, you have stories over here that are kind of the same, like in Lake Champlain. Champ in Lake Champlain. You have stories like on our Lake Norman. You have these. It's called a plesiosaur, which was a large finned reptile with a long neck, like a brachiosaurus.
Yeah, right.
And those, I had books that had illustrations of that, and they did the teeth and everything.
Yeah.
Those books scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid, because it would show like a fucking T-Rex just tear a fucking Stegosaurus
They had
apart.
it in one of the latest Jurassic movies, right?
Yeah, but like later on when you grow up, you find out the T-Rex and the Stegosaurus were like really far apart in time.
Oh yeah.
And it's the Triceratops was at a different point in time than the T-Rex, and it's like, oh, this is all bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you see. Like, one thing that kind of fucked me up was I went to the Natural History Museum in Washington.
Yeah.
And I saw the whale bones of an actual sperm whale. And that is fucking
Massive,
wild.
yeah,
And they
yeah.
found the jaws and mandibles of a great white. And I got a picture of me standing in its mouth. Like, in the jaws.
Yeah.
At full, like, open.
Dude.
And I look small. And I'm 6 foot fucking 2. So... that thing is in the ocean.
Yeah, right.
That prime predator. Because you had mentioned before we spoke that you had believed that a lot of dinosaurs had escaped to the ocean. That's a theory you have. Go ahead and go on that.
Yeah, so the asteroids are hitting the Earth, and the deepest parts of the oceans are like freezing cold temperatures at some places, right? So not freezing, but about there. And that's what I think. To escape from some of these asteroids, they had to go into some of the coldest depths. And that's where I think they went, and just their original plan was to get away, but then over time they've just evolved into. They probably are not in their same form, but could be related to the same dinosaurs that we know and study.
Yeah.
And now they've evolved into completely different things that just have to stay underwater, or they're so big because a lot of dinosaurs were fucking massive. A lot of them were actually small. But a lot of them are massive too. But
we know the true story that the Atlanteans killed all the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
To stop the Luciferians from taking over the world.
That's another theory that I have about. Everyone talks about aliens being up, coming from space. But what if aliens are in the ocean?
Like the lizard people,
right? Yeah,
who hate Atlantis.
Yeah. Or like what we think are what pirates would describe as mermaids.
Fuckable fish.
Yeah, it's just a drunk guy fucking a manatee.
It really
I've been on the goddamn ocean for 9 months. We ran out of saltpeter. We ran out of tobacco. I'm having a nick fit.
Yeah.
At dawn.
Yeah.
And I saw a manatee, and I'm like, I want to stick something in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I want to eat it or fuck it. Or
pirates
both.
were super gay though, right? They were super
Yeah, they all had peg legs.
They were fucking each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it was called buggery.
Yeah.
I have a whole episode that we're going to do for history. We forgot about that. about pirates.
Pirates butt fucking.
This wasn't so much butt fucking, more like a friendly hand job.
Yeah. Oh,
But it's called buggery.
Like I love pirates.
Shiver me timbers, man.
God damn it.
Oh shit! Is that what that means?
Yeah. I like to swash your buckle, baby.
You're both off the goddamn boat. Get the fuck off the boat. You're not walking the plank. First of all, they didn't do that. They just shoved you off the goddamn boat.
Oh yeah.
But I'm the cook.
That's back before they had motors on the boats too, so you would get shredded up. You would get like fucking
fucked up.
Yeah, you would get.
Well, a good fact actually is because of the Atlantic slave trade and how that went.
Hell yeah.
Well, this is going to be a short one, fellas. But don't worry, we'll do another one after this. About Dante's fear of the ocean and his love of the clan. But no, so like a lot of slaves that died on the Middle Passage were being chucked off the boat. Well, what it did was it fucked with the migration of sharks from the African coast to the North American coast. So a lot of our sharks that we have here now that are just full-fledged, East Coast sharks had came from areas of the Mediterranean, Western African coastlines, and just followed ships that were just eating bodies.
I've got 2 tickets to paradise.
And you know what's crazy is like
I don't think I would use that in history class.
Are you are a history professor, right?
No, I'm just a drunk.
Wow. Nice.
No, I do a podcast with a friend of mine who is a teacher. We talk about we elaborate on how we were taught things and how to teach those things onto kids later on as we know more. So that's just how that whole podcast is just getting on its feet. So we're really happy about that. But
that sounds
What's
awesome.
it called?
Yeah.
History We Forgot with
like
Morrison and Miss Phillips.
We were telling him to plug it like it's not his podcast. Like, hey, what's that? Talk about that a little bit.
You know what's funny? My friend Christy, who I've been friends with, just assumed I had a degree the whole time.
Oh, I thought you had a degree.
No, it's just how I talk. I lose my accent real good. Real fancy like, and I say my R's all fancy.
See, and there's a difference. I always tell people there's a difference between like people always tell me like, dude, you're like kind of intelligent, and I'm not. I'm stupid. But if you talk like you know what you're saying, like people,
It's all about confidence.
Oh, for sure.
Because I'll just half-ass just make something up on the fly to see if somebody will believe it.
I learned that at my
because I'm a
job.
monster. I told one kid that gnomes were used to keep Jews away from their house, and he believed it because it sounds believable. And he went to school and told people that, and I'm like, you fucking idiot.
That's how you found out he's an anti-Semite. He showed up, hey, you want some of these gnomes? I bought 70. You're like, God.
For the whole neighborhood.
We want people in this neighborhood to spend money. Anyways.
But like you have lakes, we talk about lakes and oceans, but there are like a lot of stream type monsters people describe, mainly serpents that go through the rivers of the not Lake Mississippi. The Mississippi River has a lot like that. You have people, it's called noodling, where they stick their arms in random holes and drag catfish out.
Is it a catfish or a snapping turtle? Find out.
We'll find out the hard way this week on ABC Family. And it's just some girl warming up. Oh my God damn. But those are kind of terrifying. The snapping turtles, because what they'll do is they'll sink to the bottom and kind of just chill down there for a little bit, and moss and growth will get on their back and grow into a
whole civilization.
Yeah, whole civilization. Well, that's where the idea of maturing kind of came from for Native Americans, because they would see these turtles coming out of ponds and shit with whole like dirt and grass on their back, fully grown, because it kind of like in a hydroponic kind of way.
Fell asleep and forgot.
No, God damn it! Man.
But like, that's how they described the world. The land turtle. Old civilizations did the same thing all over the place, and the water creature plays a big part in religion. A big version of this is Greek mythology. The Hydra is in a swamp area in Greece that comes out of the thing, and once you cut one head off, 2 heads come, and it just keeps happening and happening.
Then like the Kraken and
the Kraken. And then the Romans have their own version of this with Poseidon, and like his horses have the tails of fish and the front bodies of a horse. And he rides them, and it's like you're describing a seahorse, and then when you actually see a seahorse in real life, it's like, that's not a seahorse. That's just a lame fish.
Or Leviathan in the Bible.
Yeah, the Leviathan, the beast from below and stuff like that. The beast from the sea
Pokemon
that come.
The movie 2000.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jaws from the movie Jaws.
Jaws from the movie Jaws. Yeah, that's what I love about the deep sea monsters. It's just, that's the title.
Yeah.
Then you had like the knockoff movie Orca, where they go and try to kill a giant killer. They kind of they try to kill a killer orca, and it just says, "I'm fucking all your shit up."
Yeah.
It's sentient for some fucking reason. And then you have like the other side of horror when it comes to the eldritch horror. You know, your Cthulhu's, your fish people, and stuff like that. I think that is what people are really afraid of when they're exposed to that.
What are your thoughts on that? Like fish people? And,
the fish people. Yeah. I don't think there's fish people, but I do think there are fish down there that are fucking massive.
Yeah. That
are so massive it'd be hard to find.
Or like even fish that are almost they don't walk and talk like humans, obviously, but they're almost shaped in a human shape. So
that's a good idea because recently there's been a story rolling around the internet of Antarctica of a group of scientists who cracked a hole in some ice and found some living creatures under the ice in a little lake or whatever that was under the ice.
Are they calling it the Thing?
Yeah, I wish. I love the Thing, and if that kind of shit was real, I'm killing all of you. Let me see your goddamn teeth.
Antarctica's full of like, there's plenty of conspiracies.
There's like the Nazi UFO conspiracy. There's the porthole to hell.
We live in a dome. We live in a flat Earth dome, and that's a classic. All that, all that stuff,
that's where the next realm of the Luciferians are coming from. The reptilians.
And that's another, like somebody told me like what fallen angels, what were they called? Fallen angels. They had a name. They were making
Dicks.
They were mating with people on Earth.
The Nephilim.
Nephilim, yeah. So there's a theory that mermaids are actually just Nephilim, stuff like that, all that.
Or I could just say this: there were tall people who went into villages with small people, and those small people were like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's scary.
Yeah.
Because he could pick one up and throw them.
Well, and then too, I mean, like you look at like there are guys now like in the NBA like who are fucking huge, 7'7", whatever, and then there are people who are like just naturally like small, like there are people in the NBA who are 2 feet taller than me right now,
from like West Virginia or something.
Right. And so you're like, what was because everyone always thought Vikings were really tall, but Vikings were actually my height. Most Vikings were. So maybe people were a little bit shorter then, and you have people who were 7 foot, maybe even 8 foot.
But with when it comes to like the Bible talking about stuff like that, it's always like ocean creatures, like the beast that comes out of the water and stuff like that. Nephilim are kind of like at the beginning of the Bible,
Old Testament.
Oh yeah, but I can see how people can get that. Kind of like trying to, because that's another thing about ancient aliens and stuff like that on the History Channel.
That's what they say it could be.
The ancient history professors is just like, oh, you guys are making this shit up as you go. I get it. That's cool. I love it. I love a good con like the next guy. I listen to fraudsters. But with stuff like that with Antarctica, going back to that story, they had dug a hole and found this, and they talked about, and it writes like a creepypasta, which are always fun.
Yeah.
Where they went down and saw a giant squid-like creature, came back up, and when they came back down, they saw someone who looked like a person who wasn't part of their crew. And they go up to the person underwater and try to rescue them because they think it's one of their comrades, and it turns out the squid had made the shape of a person and then attacks them and kills 2 of them, and they escape. This is the creepypasta story of that, which is fascinating. It's very good. It makes a good movie even. Because it's like The Thing or The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms and stuff like that with Captain Nemo. But I love hearing those as stories. Those are no different than the stories pirates told each other.
Right.
When they said a giant squid got on the boat and attacked people. I don't think it attacked people. I think it's just a giant squid that got on the fucking boat.
Yeah.
Because there's footage of actual squids being caught in fish nets and stuff like that, and just like being on the boat, and they're like, God damn, get the fuck off the boat.
Yeah.
And then you have like the photos of submersibles going down, not very deep, but like deep enough to find giant squids and octopi. And what they'll do is their skin will inflate out like a balloon.
Yeah.
And they'll start off like really small, and as they open their legs, the skin between their legs turns into like a mesh, and then they turn into a giant ball. They make themselves big because the predators, prey that do make themselves big are prey to predators. It kind of like bears. If you make yourself look big, a bear's just like, I'm gonna back the fuck up.
So that's the real menace. It's not the orcas, octopus or octopi.
Yeah, the octopi,
squid. Shit.
Oh yeah, they're very smart.
Yeah, and people just eat them live. That's fucking crazy to me.
Because they're going to kill us all.
Yeah.
This is. I have a very hard belief on certain animals we shouldn't teach things to.
Yeah.
Dogs are enough.
Yeah.
Don't teach a gorilla to sign because we're going to have to kill it later on.
Yeah.
Like squids, we're going to need to get rid of them immediately.
Don't give an octopus a gun.
Yeah. 8 guns or 6
you're
guns.
Fucked.
Like,
yeah, you are fucked.
but when you talk about, like, let's say, hypothetical story, a pirate goes overboard. He knows how to swim, obviously.
Right.
He goes overboard. The poor motherfucker sees a squid. And he's like, Jesus Christ! Like, just screaming for God. And they throw a rope down. They bring Timmy back up to the fucking deck. Yo, what's wrong? Did
Captain
you know what
Timmy.
I fucking seen?
Yeah.
Christ on a cracker, dude. That thing was going to eat me. And what's fucked up about squids are they have a beak on the inside part of their body. Like, on the inside part. It's a beak that bites shit and tears it apart. Octopi don't do that. They just rip you apart and eat you.
And they're long, like they can.
Yeah,
really
they
pull you in half.
they can, because squids and octopi are kind of the same. They can squeeze their body through I forget what the word is. The same word you use for like a cat that can do it. Because if a cat can get its whiskers through a hole, it can get its whole body through a hole.
Oh, and like rats too. Yeah.
Yeah, rats do that too. They can get got too. Fuck them too.
Yeah, I hate rats, bro. Fuck a rat.
Only 72% of Americans say they could beat a rat in a fight.
That is a number that you hear on this fucking guy podcast.
But yeah, so like with some of the horror aspects of it, there is a lot of unknown, which creates the fear, which creates the that kind of domino effects on everybody. I know people that will not go to the fucking ocean. Yeah, are the same people who don't want to fly.
Me. Yeah.
I'm not going on a cruise. I'm not going on a fishing boat.
How far will you go into the ocean?
If I can't see land, it's a no-go. Okay. If land is just a speck on the horizon, it's a no-go.
But like on a cruise ship, we're not as far from land as people think, right?
I don't care if I can't see.
It depends on the cruise. A lot of cruise lines go to like different countries.
Yeah.
So like you'll have guys that leave from like Gulfport or Clearwater, Florida, and they go to like Cuba and come back. Yeah. And then you have like Viking Cruise Line that goes up into the upper Bering Straits and stuff like that, and like Norway, Finland, Sweden, stuff like that. I wouldn't go there because if they drop you off, you're just with a white cult that's going to kill you. Yeah. I watched Midsummer. That happened. That's just true. That's just real.
I got Viking DNA. You think they like me pretty good? Huh?
I don't know.
No, it depends on how you do on the mushroom trip, buddy.
Yeah, they love crackers, man. Anything else but that, they're not.
I don't fuck
si
with
bueno.
It. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No me gusta. Out the gate. And what's funny is like on the other side of the world, the Asian population have tales of sea creatures, but their sea creatures are more anthropomorphic, like fish people. Like they have arms and legs that come out of the fucking ocean and attack people or grab people. They made a few horror movies about these back in the 80s or like late 70s. Humanoids from the Deep is kind of based on like a Japanese story. Yeah. And it's very rapey because it's from the 70s.
Dolphins rape, man.
Yeah, King of the Hill does a whole episode. King of the Hill does a whole fucking episode about a dolphin raping people. It's a fact. Poor Bill Dauterive and Hank.
There was that one dolphin where the trainer had to like let it fuck his hand, so to speak.
Oh yeah. Well, dolphins, he didn't have to. He was like, "No, I got to do this, guys."
Dolphins, when they attack people, they'll kind of like
rape them.
Well, they'll beat them. They'll hit them with their nose, the bottleneck dolphin. They'll hit them with their snouts and beat them. And dolphins have learned to hit people in the chest to get the air out of them, so they'll sink. And see, this is why we shouldn't have these
Bruce Lee shit.
Yeah, be like water, motherfucker, and sink.
I heard Bruce was a dick too.
Just stunt people,
Calm down.
Calm down. Started working myself. Now fuck Bruce Lee.
Chinese. This isn't my podcast.
Yeah.
Say what you want about China.
Yeah. China's not real. Everybody knows that's a psyop created by the Democrats to make us make electric cars.
This is the
There's
Alex
plenty
Jones
of dino
podcast.
blood in the fucking ground.
Adrenochrome and all that fun shit.
Democrats don't eat babies. It's just Hillary Clinton. See, the myth and the fact.
Yeah.
I told that to somebody because a friend of mine, his mom is when you open her fucking web browser, Google Chrome, it's just like a conspiracy website as her homepage, and it was talking about that. I'm just like, see, this is what I hate about conspiracies. There's real things, and then you add the bullshit to it. It's like The Democrats don't eat babies. It's just Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so going into some of the kind of the mysteries of the deep kind of things. You know, we watched documentaries growing up about, you know, deep sea and stuff like that. Then did you ever watch that faux documentary about mermaids on the Discovery Channel they made?
No.
So they made this faux documentary about if mermaids were real, and this guy had found all this footage of these sea creatures, and everybody kind of lost their shit because Discovery Channel forgot to tell everybody it's fake. Kind of like they did one about dragons and shit. But another one was like, you know, I grew up with Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, and shit like that. Did y'all
Black
grow up
Panther
with
2, yeah.
Oh yeah, the sea creature Namor.
Namor.
That asshole.
Yeah. No, Jaws was the big one for me, and then I was obsessed with like any kind of shark movie or alligator, piranha, like you know, anything that had to do with like something from the ocean killing humans. I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. And then I wonder why I'm scared of the ocean. You know?
Yeah, you're just really excited about it, and then it's like, oh no, I'm never going to get in there.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna be the guy that's on land telling people. No, I'm the guy that like is the savior because he's terrified of the ocean, but he has to be the one to go in there and like kill whatever. Like,
then you get on the pontoon boat and you forget how to start the son of a bitch, and you're just watching teenagers get ripped apart. Like, it's just like, I will be the witness.
Yeah. Or like I'm Captain Brody.
And because you're the lone survivor, they're gonna be like, this fucking hick killed all these teenagers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
It's all a big misunderstanding.
Officer, we have had a doozy. These goddamn stupid college kids just started showing up, killing themselves over our property.
I would love that idea about a cult beating a bunch of kids, and then the kids accidentally died, and the cult's like, dude, these fucking kids are clumsy as shit.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get them right with Jesus, and this keeps going south. But like, imagine like a funny version of Midsommar, or it's just like, we were trying to give this lady psychological fucking help the whole time. We gave her a shit ton of Seroquel, and she just freaked the fuck out. And now she's our queen. She thinks she's our queen. Her friends are dead though. That's 100% sure.
Dead as
shit.
One dude fought a bear and died. It just turns out that's what that was. He's not in a bear costume and burned alive. He's just fought a bear and died.
Smashing a bear.
Yeah, it's just a bear eating a dude.
Did that answer your question? No.
But what about favorites after that tangent? Is Sphere. It's a great. It's written by Michael Crichton, the guy who wrote Jurassic Park and Westworld and all that. It's kind of a terrifying book, but like the movie scared me as a kid because my grandpa would buy the scariest fucking sci-fi shit and make me watch it, and then I was just like, well, I got to show everybody else too. So it's only fair. But like in that movie, they find an alien craft deep in the sea, and there's a giant lab at the bottom of the ocean, which always just screams, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like Deep Blue Sea, they had the underwater lab, and I'm just like, you could do that on top, it's fine. There's no reason you have to be like that far under the water to study sharks.
Right.
But I love it too, they had a pen that they pinned the sharks into like this little fenced in area.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no you didn't. You fucking idiots.
Or like the Meg when they've got the
Meg is 2 movies in one. They literally filmed 2 movies and decided to release one.
Yeah.
Because that first part he defeats the Meg, and then all of a sudden it eats half of them, and then it's like part 2, Meg 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Well, they got that underwater layer under there. And
oh yeah.
The fucking what is it? The little girls like walking up to.
And there's a crack in there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
man.
dude, even a guy imagining a crack.
Yeah.
I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Fuck
like,
yes.
All that glass ain't thick enough to save you from this prehistoric chainsaw with teeth.
And this billionaire that's funding all this used to be a paper salesman for Dunder Mifflin. Like, come on, bro.
Oh yeah.
He can't be that smart.
Yeah. What the fuck does he know?
Yeah. All he knows is Beats.
All he knows is hiding like a snowman.
Beats, Bears, and Battlestar Galactica, baby.
But with some of the other, like the 70s ones are the best ones, I think, because one, the graphics are bad, and it's always the one creature. You know, your great white shark. You know, that's fucking terrifying because I've seen one up close. They're fucking scary looking, but that was also an aquarium. Yeah. So I can only imagine like an 18-footer just chilling out there who's like, oh, that's a small one.
Which is crazy because like tiger sharks are like more aggressive.
Yeah, they're super fast too.
Yeah, they killed that guy in Egypt.
Yeah, they ate his ass.
Yeah, everybody gets one.
Not in the fun way.
Shark party.
Shark party.
I do like the fact that we kind of have an over response to that kind of thing. Like some girl will be in the fucking ocean and go a little too far out, and she'll get bit by one, and it'd be like, oh, it's kind of like a nick almost, but you got bit by a shark. It's kind of serious,
right? Yeah, yeah.
And then it's just like we killed 5,000 of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what we do.
Fucking dicks. My favorite kind of story though is like the whales that attack people, but like they're not carnivores.
Yeah,
they're just trying to get krill. And there was recently a story of a guy who got swallowed by a whale.
Oh yeah, Jonah. Yeah,
yeah, but he escaped because the whale spit him the fuck out.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I can only imagine that fucking scenario.
30 seconds of sheer terror.
Oh god,
bro! Yeah.
No amount of like studying the Bible would have helped you in that situation. It's like, how did Jonah get out of this one?
You talking about the guy on the kayak, right?
No, go ahead.
There was two people in a kayak that got, for a split second, they got swallowed up by a whale, and the same thing, it spit them back out.
Yeah.
And they were just in a kayak in the middle of the ocean, which, why? You know,
yeah, first of all,
right.
Kayak, untrustworthy.
You deserve that, honestly. Like, not deserve to die. You just deserve, you get swallowed up, freaks the fuck out of you, they spit you back out, and you decide, I'm never going on a kayak in the ocean again. You deserve that.
You deserve to be attacked by an octopus. I can only imagine that shit. With like, have you ever seen like a sea snake go up into a canoe or like a kayak?
Yes.
And that one, I remember that one guy. He had a video, and it's a sea snake slithered on top of the ocean, like coming toward his boat, and he's just like, okay, yeah, get on. I don't give a shit. Like, and it just chills on his fucking boat. Yeah. It doesn't recoil or anything. It just goes in, like, and it wraps itself and just chills on his boat until he gets, and then hops off later on.
Yeah.
That's another thing I hate about just animals that'll just do that. They'll just walk up on you and just be near you for a minute and then take off. Like there was
just that confidence of I can kill you in 3 seconds.
Yeah, but there was a video of a brown eagle that flew itself into a dude's car while I was hailing outside, and he's just like, "Are you okay?" That fucking eagle's all wide eyed and just like looking at him and looking out the window and looking at him and like, "I'm gonna chill here, bro." Like. It's a shit show outside. Have you seen it?
I seen one. It wasn't an eagle, but it was like a bird.
Yeah, it went into the restaurant.
Yeah. It's like, hey, bro, I'm gonna chill here.
Like, yeah,
fuck,
hell yeah, brother, fuck yeah, take pop a squat.
Pop a squat. You like cheer wine?
You like cheer wine? Yeah. You like cheer wine ale? No. Fucking. I love seeing kind of like people get a little too friendly with fucking animals. I think there was that one woman who got a little too friendly with the octopus and she couldn't get it off her fucking body.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I saw a documentary about this one time.
I wish I was that octopus.
But like she's trying to rip this fucking octopus off and the suction cups are just tearing her fucking skin because there's these little claws inside the suction cups.
It's Chinese medicine, son.
Yeah. This is a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think we should eat more shark fin. Because the Japanese are notorious for killing fucking sea creatures.
Oh, and like going back to what you're saying about people getting too comfortable with animals, monkeys. Like people get too close with like monkeys. A monkey could fuck you up.
Sea monkeys won't though.
Yeah.
Sea monkeys ain't doing a goddamn thing.
Sea monkeys ain't doing shit.
She ain't doing shit. But yeah, monkeys like, and they're monkeys. I've heard.
Well, no, apes.
Oh yeah.
Monkeys will surround you. Apes will kill you.
Yeah. But they'll get aggressive too, like because they get jealous, like super jealous. So like they're. Like how a dog gets jealous, but a dog usually doesn't attack you.
Yeah.
Well,
when I was doing my research for the Jonestown cult, Jim Jones used to sell monkeys. God. Before he became a preacher, and he was casually selling fucking little capuchin monkeys to people door to door. And I'm just thinking,
as one does.
As one does. That's like the business model. And like one of the creatures he had was a little chimpanzee.
Yeah.
As part of the Jonestown Church, and when everybody killed themselves, somebody walked up behind that chimp and killed it.
Yeah. Oh.
Just put it in a rear naked choke.
They shot it.
It was funny.
You can't do that to an ape. You've seen its arms. You saw Joe Rogan.
They're funny. It's funny because I remember Jim Johnson. They slammed the door in his face as he was trying to sell one of those monkeys. Someone slammed the door in his face. He said, "You'll see. One day I'm gonna be a fucking cult leader, you pussy," and just like ran away.
It's more of a you'll see.
That was a long setup for such a stupid joke. Like,
it's more of a you'll see. I'll be in charge one day in my own jungle.
Yeah.
And that is like that. Get off the fucking island, Gilligan. You fucking asshole.
Drink this Kool-Aid.
Yeah, drink this Kool-Aid. I do. There are. You ever watch the Swamp Monsters show that one guy he's a professional fisherman.
Yeah.
But he would just go balls deep in fucking the wildest goddamn rivers and jungles.
Like literally.
You mean River Monsters?
River Monsters. Yeah. That dude was fucking stupid.
Jeremy Wade.
Dude, that dude's crazy as shit because when I first saw it, I'm just like, okay, he's a fisherman and he's talking about all these
professional angler.
Yeah, he's an angler, not a fisherman, angler.
Who's your favorite angler? Mine's Kurt.
Misty from Pokemon. No, Ash. Ash is the better angler. All he needs is a fishing rod and a fucking ball. 8 ball. But no, I remember watching one episode and I realized, after watching like 2 episodes, I thought he ate them. When I first watched the show, I thought this guy caught these river monsters and would just slit up right in front of the fucking natives and be like, look at the power I have, and just like consume it.
And then
it's just a 12-foot long white sturgeon, like middle of nowhere, Alaska,
or like a 6-foot gar that's been terrorizing these fucking natives, and he's just like, look.
I bet they hate him too.
Oh god! This guy came and killed the beast of the river.
Yeah. Now he's like, you all.
We live free now.
He's like, you guys all open your lives.
That guy actually has a permanent heart defect because he caught it's called an arapaima. I don't remember
popped
which
him,
river.
didn't it?
Yeah, like they got like just the hardest head of like all the animal species, and they like whip him up out of the water super fast, and it caught him right in the chest.
Oh, they got him Steve Irwin
and now
style.
he's got like a permanent like arrhythmia. And
it's kind of like a mantis shrimp. You ever seen those things?
Do they break the sound barrier?
Yeah, but like you have to, like people who buy mantis shrimp build special aquariums made of bulletproof glass to have these goddamn things, because they'll fucking walk up to the glass and tap it to test it, and then they'll fucking hit it and break the glass.
Jesus.
And so you have to have this special and like, think about that. There is a small creature that can break glass.
They literally like crack their claws so fast it breaks the sound barrier and like boils the water rapidly around it.
Holy
it creates
shit.
a lot of heat because of just the friction.
They could probably fuck you up.
Now imagine they're
not very big.
Yeah,
still
so,
though.
So like, when they're talking about those kind of things, imagine that, but 12 foot long.
Oh my!
Just walking up onto a submersible, like you're too close to Titanic.
Or even like what narwhal, like that's a creature.
People believe those were mythical for a very long time.
Yeah,
and then
we didn't even mention those. Yeah, like that's a crazy sea animal.
They need to get got. I'm just going to say straight up, I don't need one.
Even the one from Elf.
Huh?
Even the one from Elf.
Yeah, fuck them all. Kill them all. Like I'm very pro Metallica when it comes to that. Kill them all. Like, you ever seen that little white whale? It's like a beluga whale.
Yeah.
It's got like a soft head.
Yeah.
I think a video once showed up. A lady dropped her phone and the thing brought it back.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nope. That thing's dangerous.
That's so sweet though.
That's sweet until your
then
kid goes down.
Her
There's like some Norwegian tale about them feeding a child to that thing, and just like 40 fucking whales just show up out of nowhere asking for more.
That they're like solid white.
Yeah, and like, can you imagine seeing that thing in
some kind of spirit coming out of the ocean?
Why would they feed it a child? Was it like
it's Norway? You never know. You don't know what they're about.
Well, yeah, they did it for a sacrifice.
They
gave us Spotify, Bluetooth.
It was a sacrifice of the pagan gods.
Yeah, all those fucking Scandinavian motherfuckers do all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
They worship tree people. They're fucking monsters.
Vikings would kill their own kids if they feel like the gods told them to.
Yeah, Vikings probably killed
so
them.
did that one guy. Almost.
Yeah, so did cold ears.
Yeah.
But
so we call those extremists. Every religion has one.
Nah,
at least one.
That's just regular old Joe.
That's just Abraham doing what Abraham does.
Yeah.
That kid's dick looks kind of funny. God told me to fix that.
Yeah.
And the rest of yous.
and that's how that went.
Yeah.
Today.
There's this isn't really related to what we were saying. I don't know if
who gives a fuck.
Yeah. It's a theory. There's a theory that when the Bible was originally written, it was written
during the make-em-up times.
It was man and man being abomination was actually man and child, and during when there was
you're talking about Leviticus,
yeah, and then during the whole gay panic, and then the everything going on with the Catholic priests and pedophilia, the King James version changed it from man and child to man and man.
Yeah,
and so every other Bible translation in America or in English it doesn't translate the Bible. It translates King James version.
No.
So they all
Well, he was right.
right.
So
When
I'm just
King
going to
James
point that out.
when the King James
When you
version
killed that many
changed-
people,
yeah,
you're fucking right.
when they changed, everyone had to change basically. So that's like the theory is that the Bible never had a problem with homosexuality, but pedophilia, and they just changed it.
Yeah, I've heard that story.
Yeah. Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro. It's right up there with the Nephilim.
It's one of those stories I'm going to start repeating as factual evidence.
Yeah, you're going to sound like that guy who tried to differentiate pedophilia with epiphilia.
Hey.
That's just going to sound like. You're going to sound like that guy. He's like, well,
Never mind.
Epiphilia is when you're only attracted to 16-year-old girls and 17-year-old girls. It's like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
So then he has to come up like, hey, so turns out I was wrong on a couple of things.
I want to work it back. And then he just slowly pulls out a ukulele.
Yeah. I do. I want it to be known though that I want it to be known that I don't.
You're going to prison.
I don't know if that is a real like story of what happened or not. That's just a theory I've always heard. And,
Bible theory is always fantastic.
yeah, it's just
I have a theory that
interesting.
Vikings were the angels that destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. But
Really?
that's my theory. I've said it a bunch on this show. Probably too much. But
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Dude, that is...
Can you have Fireball in an episode and y'all
I
just
would
talk
love
about
to talk
that would
about
be
the
amazing.
The Red
Nicaraguans and Russian cabal that
Yeah.
invades 80s America to fight Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen.
and then
Yeah.
there's a remake too.
Oh yeah, it's North Koreans.
Yeah.
Of all people.
Yeah.
You know why I know that movie's bullshit?
They fight
because
Thor.
all those North Koreans look healthy.
Oh God, damn.
That's a goddamn lie.
You ever seen the interview? They're
You ever seen North Koreans? They're not well.
They're not well.
Hell, half of you remember that story about around 2015 when that one dude escaped North Korea and he got shot 7 times in the back and he made it over the border, so they fucking cut his ass open to take all those bullets out, and they found like a 12-foot long parasite growing in his body.
No, I missed that one. Did you catch that one, Mikey?
I believe that was John Carpenter's The Thing.
I missed that one.
As soon as they caught it, this music in the background, this music started playing in the background of the opera. Dum dum, dum dum.
And this is sort of
And then McCready, fucking Kurt Russell, busting the thing with a beard covered in snow. It just burns him alive. In all honesty, that probably would have been the best idea.
Yeah,
Burn
yeah.
that motherfucker alive.
Yeah. You know we're supposed to get dewormed though. Like humans are supposed to get dewormed like we do for our dogs all the time because we actually have.
I don't
process.
eat no goddamn worms.
I eat my fucking yogurt, man.
We all
Dude, probiotic.
I take
You and
my
Jamie Lee Curtis are just shitting well.
I take my GNC probiotics, baby.
Yeah. I don't eat yogurt. It's the devil. It's just rotten milk forcing you to eat it.
Oh, wait till you find out what cheese is.
Oh, that's the devil's goodness. Some things the devil's right about. I'm just saying. That's the official stance of this podcast. The devil is right about a few things. Well, folks, I think we're going to end it there. This has been That's a great way to end it. The devil was right about a few things. Let me tell you. Thanks, Mikey, for being on the show. Dante, great having you. Hope to have you again real soon.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
And you guys are actually starting a new show on your own, right?
We are. It's
Yeah.
called This Fucking Guy.
Yes,
This
sir.
fucking guy.
This fucking
I say that a lot to my guests. This fucking guy.
It's a lot of fun. It's probably not as well put together as the podcast you listen to, but we have a lot of fun and we
What are you talking
laugh.
about? This is a fly-by-night podcast.
We laugh our asses off. So
All right, folks. Thank you for listening. Check out the rest of the good shows on the Something Good Network. And that'll be it.
You've been listening to the Something Good Network. If you liked what you heard, you can follow us on Instagram and check out the other great shows on the network. Link is in the episode description.